How's it going, everyone? Want to go over some major PlayStation 4 and 5 game news. A rumor is circulating that a gigantic JRPG remake could be revealed next month. We'll talk about that. Another lower-key JRPG gets a release date of June 27th. Looks like a pretty interesting game to me, and one that I think you should have on your radar, so we'll talk about that. But first of all, a rumor is circulating that the Persona 3 remake reveal could be coming next month. The remake of the PlayStation 2 classic in Persona 3 has been a rumor for a while, and it does seem like it's something that is going to happen, and I'll talk about that why in a little bit. Reset Era user I Am a Hero 2 said a certain press conference in June will be evocative, referring to the Evoker, a gun in the JRPG that allows personas to be summoned. Persona 3 had the gimmick of the gun. All the Persona games tend to have like a certain gimmick attached to them, but nonetheless, a Persona 3 remake does make a lot of sense to actually be happening, because if you go back to earlier this year, it was very strange that Persona 3 Portable was the title that they ported on over as a part of this remastered title. The only reason I see that happening is because there was a Persona 3 remake in the works, and that's like kind of the conclusion everybody had come to. It was just so strange, and it's not like P3P is the better version of the game. You can make arguments there's aspects of it better. Sure, it does have the female route and everything like that, but the original Persona 3 FES is, I think, the version of the game that everybody wanted to see on PlayStation 4, Xbox, PC, etc., etc. But we got P3 Portable, and that immediately made me think that a Persona 3 remake would be happening, and remakes are like all the rage right now. You're seeing the success of remakes. I think Capcom has really shed a light to how great remakes can do commercially, especially with the success of all of those Resident Evil titles. You see Dead Space crushing it. You saw Resident Evil 4 earlier this year crushing it. KOTOR probably will never happen, but we'll see. Hopefully it does come to fruition at some point. But nonetheless, Persona 3 would be a massive remake for them, and I would imagine that a remake, while yes, especially one of a colossal undertaking like Persona 3, where it is a PS2 game and you really want to reconstruct that game from the ground up, the fact is, a lot of the fundamentals are already in place, so I would imagine that it would be an easier time remaking Persona 3 than, let's say, creating a whole new Persona game. Maybe it's not, I don't know, that's just what my expectation would be, and I imagine that Persona 6 is in development, but Persona 3 Remake would come first, and then they could move on to Persona 6, but Persona is a franchise that I think Sega does want to invest a lot into, and releasing more consistent Persona titles, because the franchise is incredibly popular. I don't think, especially over here in the West, it has been any more popular than it is right now. I'm not saying that it's gonna do, big Star Wars numbers or God of War numbers, but man, it is a reasonably popular franchise. When any news of Persona circulates, like, people get excited now. Persona 5 really elevated Persona over here in the West, at least, to a different level, and now you're talking about the game being available on all platforms. It's on Xbox, it's on Nintendo Switch, it's on PC, and it's on PlayStation, and the fact that it was mentioned June will be a timetable to announce the game. The Xbox Game Showcase isn't a crazy place to announce that game, because remember, they did have a strong partnership with Sega in getting all of the Persona games available on Xbox Game Pass, so the idea of a Persona 3 remake being announced at the Xbox show, I don't think that's a crazy stretch, and I believe, as noted on Push Square, that there was even an embargo on the PlayStation 4 versions of P3P and Persona 4 Golden being revealed, and that was such a strange embargo, but yeah, it's obvious that Microsoft is trying, at least to an extent, to, build a bridge towards Japanese games coming over. I still think it's a problem when you're looking at games like Live Alive and a lot of the Square Enix titles, Octopath Traveler 2, not getting Xbox release. I think that's a bummer, but at least Persona is a franchise that is seeing releases on Xbox, and you would ideally want those games to be available as on many platforms as possible. Alright, speaking of JRPGs, definitely not one as big as Persona, but Soulvars is a game that has really piqued my interest, and it will be launching on PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 on June the 27th, so, late next month, about a little over a month away. Inspired by classic JRPGs with modern gameplay elements, the action-packed pixel art game provides players with a nostalgic yet fresh experience. Both fans of classic JRPGs and newcomers to the genre will surely enjoy the innovative gameplay mechanics, pixel art visuals, and memorable soundtrack. In Soulvars, the emergence of grotesque dominators has brought about the consequences of technology for humanity, and as a result, elite units compromising soul bearers, the next generation of humans born with alternate souls, are deployed around the clock to intercept and counter these attacks. Players take on the role of a Yakumo, a freelance soul bearer, as he handles assignments from private military contractor DDO, that is the Dominator Disposal Organization. Classic JRPG nostalgia with a modern twist. Players immerse themselves in a game that blends the best of two worlds: stylish pixel art animations and dynamic turn-based tactical planning. Deck building combat system, which seems to be a more popular gameplay style that a lot of games are implemented these days. Notes: collect gear to expand your soul bits, cards for your hand, and personalize your deck, then mix and match various soul bits to uncover new attacks and unlock over 100 different arts and abilities. Hunt for rare and powerful gear by defeating unique dominators on your journey to mastering the ultimate arts. Party-based combat: each enemy is a puzzle to solve, a challenge to overcome. Customize your party to deal with different enemy types, identify their weakness, and combine soul bit actions to unleash over 200 powerful finishing move and a compelling narrative. Through Yakumo and his fellow soul bearers discover the dangers of unchecked technology, the origins of the DDO, and the conspiracies behind the emergence of the Dominators. Localized in 12 languages, Soulvars began as a passion project for solo developer Ginolabo and was initially designed as a classic JRPG. It became a huge success when it was released as a mobile game for Android and iOS in early 2022, soaring up the rankings to number 1 for paid RPG apps and number 2 for paid apps in both Google Play and iTunes in Japan, and continues to garner wide acclaim among mobile gamers. They secured support to bring Soulvars to PC and multiple gaming consoles. They recognize the game's success on mobile and is collaborating with the developer to ensure that the launch on other platforms is not a simple port, which is often the case with mobile-to-console adaptations. Gameplay has been optimized and enhanced for PC and consoles, featuring a horizontal UI and intuitive controller support that delivers a seamless and dynamic gameplay experience on bigger screens. Through the collaboration with Shueisha Games, Ginolabo has also partnered with the prominent mangaka Shiro Usasaki on the character illustrations and the key visuals, and in-game. Usasaki is best known for their work on mangas such as Act H. So there you go with that. I don't know if this is a game that you're going to want to pick up right away, given that Final Fantasy 16 is coming out right before it, so timing-wise not great, but you know, another lower-key JRPG that, if you're a fan of the pixel visual style and the deck-building combat system, might be something worthwhile to check out. There will be a demo available for PC as a part of the Steam Next Fest. That will be running on June 19th to the 26th, and the ultimate release of the game will be happening on June 27th. And that is going to do it for me. Again, the Persona 3 remake speculation has been running rampant for a while, but hopefully we do see an official confirmation of it soon, especially because now that'll give Persona fans something to be excited for. The Persona 3 and 4, ports on other platforms was great, but to get excitement over a full-on remake of Persona 3, especially after P3P being a little bit of a bummer, I think that would be incredibly exciting, and makes all the sense in the world to me. Soulvars, a pretty unique and interesting JRPG, making its way on over to PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 on June the 27th. That's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.